Alrighty. Hey everyone, I'm Cerulean Canine. It is time for more Cerulean Crescent. Now, I will warn you guys about the plot stuff to come. It can be a bit unsettling. Like I was considering adding a content tag for like the politics and sensitive social issues, but I'm not really sure if that applies to like in-plot actions from a protagonist. Anyway, this is ultimately a game about Ellery's rise to power. Now that we're out of Act 1, so and she is not at all a typical Fire Emblem Lord, as we have seen, so just be warned. Also here, so I can actually click the game and be a game and video the game. Here we go. Alright, let's begin! Garin's Part 2. Previously on Cerulean Crescent. Hi, Yukos. We beat up a dragon, and then we were a dragon, and then we flew off in our shiny new airship. Ooh. That went down wrong. Music from Live Alive. I'm okay. Where have you been, Lindris? You're going to set sail without you. Set sail? The green tide stuff only just blew over and we already have to set sail? It's been 2 months. It's been a really short 2 months then. I keep telling you to come to some nice places with me, man. Yet you chose to spend all that time cooped up writing that paper. I only mailed it yesterday and we already have to leave? This blows. You got the good deal here. We did most of the preparation while you were finding the meaning of life. All you have to do is show up and collect a paycheck. And believe me, that was some hard work. We couldn't put the ship in town, so each trip is a good distance and supplies are heavy. I felt that this warehouse was so small, we can't keep having to move like 10 crates to get to anything to put further inside. Oh, you damn well know why we couldn't afford to rent a better place. Hey, Sky First Chapter, heck yeah! I am training my smithing skill in Melver Idol. A really long time ago, I considered Let's Playing as much of RuneScape as I could, but I really don't feel like I have the patience for that. You didn't take our budget into account with that huge expenditure on the Seahawk too. Wait, we're still calling it that? I thought that was a placeholder. It's stuck, I'm afraid. Placeholder names have a habit of sticking. A bad habit of sticking. Hey, don't try to change the topic. You were never sorry about it as well. And it never will be. It was worth every gold piece. You're lucky you're so good at your job. Anyone else I'd throw into the harbor. That's because I'm also worth every gold piece, and I make great budgetary decisions. You two can argue about this. I'm going to get what little rest I can. Call me whenever we need to leave. Hey, there's plenty of work to get done. Don't just let the man get his nap. He's been working on his paper non-stop. Besides, how's his scrawny frame gonna help? I can already see I have a kind of a bad connection to Twitch. Oh well. That's why I'm recording these now. Fine. I got some bits and pieces to take care of before we depart. I trust the crew will have things sorted when I get back. Of course, you can count on me. Do if these bits and pieces don't involve getting a meal at Johnny's while we work. Hey, that was just one time and all I got was a sandwich. And I'm never letting you forget it. In all seriousness, take your time. You could also use the break, and I've got it all from here. Thanks, Pom. For all your spending habits, you're a good man. Hey. I've been informed of your efforts to save the spice convoy. Good work, Captain. We were under attack by the same mob. We barely survived. A job well done is a good job done well. Here's your share. You more than earned it. Exotic spices worth 4,000 gold. I'm glad my son came back, but I'm less glad about the circumstances. We had no choice in the matter. The fact that we didn't strike him down on the spot is a small miracle. That's not the same story he told me. He can say what he wants, doesn't change the fact we saved him during the tide. I did promise a reward, and here it is. Be gone. I do not want to see you again. Good underverse, I suppose. I owe you! Worth 1,000 gold. Another customer. What can I get you on this fine morning? I would like chocolate biscuits dipped in soy sauce. Sorry, chocolate biscuits dipped in soy sauce? That just seems daft. ... Oh, wait, I remember now. Well, hold on, let me check the book. ... Soy sauce should be 7th page, wasn't it? 5th line? I swear it was here. Falsified password marketing speaker for execution was vinegar, so it wasn't that. ... Oh, here it is. Come this way, honored investor. The matron will be with you shortly. Ah, the famous Ellery. I've long heard of you as a frequent customer at the capital. I'm surprised you didn't come to us sooner. It took me some time to discover that Eventide used this as a front. Other Eventide branches I've seen use more successful stores. Not by choice. Not only were we separated from our usual clientele, we have to compete with flea-ridden adventurers in our line of work. We're barely keeping afloat here, but I shouldn't be wasting your time. It's perfectly understandable. I myself am in a comparable situation. But I do want to mention the fellow upstairs seems rather incompetent. I almost forgot the password I used and spent some time reading them out. And you must understand how hard it is to get the town in this barbaric land. Dave was too incompetent to run actual missions, so he asked to maintain the front. I don't think he's good enough for the front. Down to business. I want Maurice dead. The Maurice? He's a dangerous man with connections to the king. You know this is worth a big price. Oh, I know. I've come prepared. What an amount of gold. So, rumors that you've hit the jackpot in the workshop are not unfounded. Of course not. I also want his head as confirmation of death. Notice he fell off a cliff, so he must be dead, bullcrap. I want his head delivered in a nice box wrapped with a pretty ribbon. On second thought, his head doesn't deserve a box. A sack will do. It's a hard ask, but your price is good. He'll be an easier target on the Crescent, not surrounded by his dogs. I will get my boys on the job. As per the usual agreement, the other half will be delivered on arrival of the goods. Pleasure doing business with you. We offer the very best for our supportive customers. Hiring some assassins! Oh boy! Hopefully that gives Maurice some more problems to deal with. I can take my time before meeting with Nerissa. Let's see what's going on in town. Alright, let's see here. It's a town segment. That means only Ellery is allowed to join. Okay, looking good. Oh, right. Here, I'll have Raylan take some of our treasures here. Exotics? Yeah, okay. Right. Rare ores, monocubes, coffee. Shoot, what else did I need? Uncut gems, that's right. Yukels, if you happen to have an Xbox 360 copy of Eternal Sonata, I will buy it. Fox has been wanting me to play that. Okay, let's see. That's a shame. Alright. Okay, I need to figure out where the uncut gems are. Alright, really hope I didn't accidentally miss some uncut gems. Alright, well, either way, going to sell this loot that we have here. Monocubes and rare ores and the coffee stick around. There. Let's make sure we have enough weapons for what the crew has. Mintz is probably fine with what he takes, so give me that iron bow. We could probably get away with stashing the beacon staff. Okay, let me just check. We do have another Thunder Tome. Okay. Asiel is probably doing fine. I can always buy another Lightning Tome if I need to. Yvette is definitely doing just fine. Alright. I think we're good. Let us begin. Shady fella. This small business has certainly grown. Welcome, welcome! It's thanks to loyal customers like you that we can be here today. I bought a single cup. Every cup bought is about a worker's wage for the week. That sounds efficient. Elsa's beverage empire thrives due to our incredible efficiency. At least we would if not for that bloody soup stand down the road taking away our business. Are you paying down this royalties? How's the sect not raised this place yet? And I'm sure you won't mind a name. It's all business. You can hope. How much is a cup of this coffee? Due to the shortage in the supply of our magical homegrown beans, we have to up the price slightly. 3,000 gold. 3,000 gold for a cup? I don't think the soup stand is why you're losing customers. The finest ingredients deserve the finest prices. What do you know? Divine Blood. 5,000 gold. This had better be a transcendent experience for the price. Of course, dear customer. Our beans are farmed in the fields of Ellis's homeland, the very earth blessed with her divinity, watered using only hallowed spring water, passed through the bowels of our healthiest wyvern. Could you repeat that last part? Nothing important. But it is made with our very best, I assure you. I'll take a sip. What do you think? Yes, my mind ascended into a higher plane from which I received a divine revelation. And that is... Why did I spend 5,000 gold on a cup of coffee? Coffee! Ellery got +3 luck and skill. Don't you serve affordable non-coffee drinks? Or why even come here? Light rune, portable biodegradable wall. We don't need any of this. It's Tazel! Hey, wait, I remember you. Weren't you the guy I gave a loan to back in Erind? We're still in Erind. Well, So, how's that passage back to Arasil going? And I tried my best, but the ship on which I was signed on was sunk by a horrible monster. At least the other one was honest about being a con man. Give me back my money. But of course, I shall repay you with this fine concoction that is worth 1,000 times what you gave to me. This is a vulnerary. A used vulnerary. There's a hair floating in it. Darn. You know what? Give me that shiny bow and we'll call it even. But this bow is a family heirloom and my only weapon at that. How am I meant to defend myself against the Crescent without it? First of all, an iron sword isn't that expensive. Second of all, you'll need to defend yourself against me right now if you don't hand it over. Your unforgiving soul is like a blight upon the sun itself. Fine then, take this bow and know you have consigned me to death at the hands of monsters. And I'm keeping the vulnerary. This isn't a used vulnerary. It has 5 uses left. Chuangyang! Gifted to Tazel by a grateful client. Double strikes, +10 speed, triple might versus flying. Heck yeah! This is, okay. Here's the warehouse. Leofric III. Some noble who picked the worst possible place for a holiday. Why the Crescent? There's nothing here. Another mage rider. Your Lady Ellery? What's it to you? It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady. I am Viscount Consort Leofric III of Valdesby. Viscount Consort? Don't ask. I request that I may admire disguised from the view of that humble airship. Perhaps for merely a few hours or a 2-day trip. How much did you pay? Pay? My lady, I should hope you know that the reputation of Viscount Consort... You're not getting to joyride in the airship I rightfully stole for free. On the Crescent, your reputation is worth as much as pig droppings. Less even, that can fertilize a field. Well, I never! Such lack of decorum is truly befitting of it. But, consider where you are and who you're with right now. My lady, you must have misheard. I meant nothing of the sort. But, it's not under the met you something, Count Leonard. But you'll have to be on your way. Oh my. There have been shown such disrespect since the wine incident of 279. Why, if this was a capital, I'd... Potato! I need you to retrieve some of my belongings left at Sundown Bay. It seemed very mundane. What's the catch? Why do you need us? Maybe going back would be harmful for my health. Great, now I have to explain everything. You sure do. So, I was chatting up this nice young woman at the bar in Sundown Bay. I was telling her how great Erind is and perhaps dropping some subtle hints that she should join me there. Right, this better not be a long-winded introduction. This is important. So, to prove my point, I made some comparisons emphasizing that Sundown Bay was a nest of vermin. That the local crime boss was a pox-ridden leech, and perhaps some more colorful descriptions. I can see where this is going. Turns out the nice young woman was the local crime boss. She wanted to make an example of me. Barely made it out with all my limbs. Golly, what a surprise. And needless to say, I can't hit back. I'll give you a positive sword as a reward. Farmer won't be needing it. Needs delivery, how about it? We're getting there anyways. Where do we find your belongings? I buried half beneath my house, buried the other half with a friend's. That's really cautious. And look how well that paid off! We smashed up both houses as I fled, so it should be obvious. He who chops! Heard you lot are the most vicious killers this side of the coast. I got a good job for you. That's our reputation? Whatever, what's your business? They call me He Who Chops. I chop everything. People, monsters, walls, trees, they all get chopped. Right, but what does this have to do with the job? I can't chop without my favorite axe. Some villains calling themselves the Waywinders heard of it and stole it from me. What will be our reward for retrieving this? The first 5 chops are free? That won't cut it, we have our own choppers. Oh, what about this funny-shaped monster bone? It needs to be useful to us. Fine then, how about this replacement axe? We'll need if I get my chopper. Is that a bloody brave axe? Sure, I'll meet with these Waywinders and get your axe. I'll add 2 free chops to our deal. Let's talk to Raylan. Come on, lift those arms! Are you even taking any weight? Sure I am, it's not my fault your arms are for decoration. Horse crap, you're not even— Watch the right! Ooh, that's my left, you jackass! Well, it's not mine! And I see you two are pulling your weight, quite literally. We're like twice our weight. Captain, give us a hand here. Surely you're pretty strong lugging around that backpack. Can't right now, I'm afraid. Got important errands to run. Errands my left buttock. Everyone's got errands when the crates need to be moved. Say, how about we also have a few errands to run? To the bakery. You're suggesting we drop our duties? No, just delay them. Hopefully indefinitely. Quick run to the bakery won't hurt anyone. If Tower sees us, we need more coke than the chicken we had last night. Nah, he's gone off fishing or some other old man thing. He won't be around. Okay, just a quick trip. Shove! Aged wine! We're gonna have to use that on somebody next chapter. You gotta think of who, though. Fortune cookie! That is, obviously going on Ellery. Luck increased. What is her luck stat right now? 24. Yeah, she's probably gonna max that out by endgame. Fine by me. Potato. Has no redeeming personality traits, but is widely respected for his ability to cultivate the finest tomatoes. He's got pretty good stats all around, and he has the slasher. Cool. He who chops, a great knight. A mountain mountain with bigger bulk and a new weakness. A charitable butcher who treats everyone around with kindness and is beloved by Erin's residents. No, stats aren't as good as Potato, but, you know, he has his brave axe that he's going to give to us. Lindris is sleeping. Let's talk to Gecko and Crinia. Hey, Gecko. We haven't had a chance to really talk. Hello. What is it? We're only kids our age. That means we should work together, right? I just wanted to know you a bit better. There's nothing interesting about me to know about. I'm just Gecko. Everyone in the crew is mighty interesting. Bit of a reader? What do you have there? Oh, it's about cooking? That seems pretty useful. Let me see. Isn't this about poisonous plants? I'm sorry, I can't actually read. I was just looking at pictures. You can't read? I thought everyone's parents taught them. They didn't have much time for that. I know, I'll just teach you. How hard can it be? Doesn't it take years or something? You don't need to waste your time. It can't be that hard. I'm sure it'll be fun. Okay. Aww. Hello, chicken. is Jake. But what's this passage lead to? Mistook you for the town guard. This leads to the Orin Central Fort, so I'm hoping whoever comes down sees this junk and thinks it's just a storage room. Sound like a marvelously risky move. Yeah, I said the same, but Anna was insistent that this would somehow get back at the chief. Say, could you do a job for me? Can't show my face above ground. That's what this adventure is for. What do you need? I heard things are really bad at Enid with the power vacuum from the salt spring being driven out. Could you deliver some extra food supplies to my friends over there? Even if we were responsible for said power vacuum? Well, the salt storms certainly aren't around any longer to be stopping you. I'll open up our secret stock as a reward. You'll deliver this food to those in need? We can do it. Get some goods to deliver. Here you go. I figured there's no way an esteemed adventuring band would consume these provisions meant for beleaguered citizens. And of course, steamed rice! Hearty stew! Eagle roast! Right, I should take Tethia's tear back out. That damn chief thinks he can shut down my business. Well, guess who's opening shop right beneath your nose? Shh, this is a secret shop. What do we want right now? I don't know. 3 might, but always hits 4 times is pretty wild. It's got a lot of weight, though. But, I mean, that doesn't matter if it always hits 4 times, I guess. Bye-bye! Hired hand. Adventurer. And these 2. So Orin's the chief, huh? That's a name I remember. Did you know him personally? It's a long story. I haven't heard one of your adventuring tales in a long time. Yeah, 2 decades back, took a commission from a local warlord, went to get rid of some adventurer causing too much trouble. Was he a criminal of sorts? No, he was some local hero that had been resisting the warlord's authority. Anyway, I arrived during some celebration of sorts and things got out of hand. Next thing I knew, there were a few dozen more disembodied heads than I was here for. That's adventuring work? Isn't that just assassination? The definition of adventure is very universally applicable. Out of all the adventuring tales you told me, this was not one of them. It wasn't an important one. Anyway, I took out the family and Ellis knows how many others, but there was this little kid who tried to get me with a kitchen knife. Mother, you didn't... Of course I didn't kill him. It's been a while, but I think it went something like this. Good try, kid, but not even close. Give me your name, a name that I can curse. You have some guts. Name's Rohija, the head taker. Come back in 20 years and see if you have what it takes. I will. No matter what it takes, I will come for you. It should be a bit of a laugh. I'll see you then, kid. Don't you look pale. No worries, I didn't actually give him my real name or title. Orin is still looking for the Dark Bladesman to this very day. Oh, Ellis, how did you let it come to this? Are you suggesting I should have killed the kid in cold blood? No, I'm not exactly pleased to hear my mother was going around killing whole families for money. Is that not what you've been doing for the past few years? You're not going to tell me you knocked out all of your opponents, are you? It's not the same. My hand has always been forced. They all tell themselves that. I'm just more honest than the rest. Of course you wouldn't get it, Mother. And Lindra said, I am your doom! And he turned 20 mercenaries into ash with one well-timed fireball. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not as good as when Miz managed to do a double backflip off a cliff and still shot the dragon in the eye. That's all the time I have today, kids. Take care now. Bye, Miss Ellery! It didn't take you for someone to spend time with children. Please, I do more than feast on the souls of the innocent. I don't suggest feeding such misguided tales of these children any further. What? You paint a rosy picture of our journey. Big heroes win big battles and get big rewards. How many children are taken in by this romanticized vision of adventuring, only to pointlessly throw away their lives? Tower, you're being ridiculous. I'm telling a story to kids. I couldn't explain all the blood, brutality, and hardship. Keep in mind the stories have power. I must go to finish moving the crates. Sheesh, I just want to entertain some kids for 10 minutes. Yeah, Act 2, things are getting a bit darker. The arena is closed. Just because I was out of town doesn't mean this suddenly does not apply. You know who you are. Signed, Chief Orin. Hey, Mints. Looks like you got a nice thing going on. In a side jig for some extra coin. Welcome to Mince's Stews. More tasty and filling than that coffee nonsense down the road. I am feeling peckish after a day of flapping my lips. Just a little bit. Unhouse. Well, there's no customers watching right now. Let me show you around. You got Asiela on the job as well? She's working as an apprentice to learn from the best in town. It's a slow week for a heroine type, and calls to adventure to be seen. Surely with your skill set, there's no shortage of opportunity. Dead ends on the odd job market. Calling myself the chosen of the gods isn't opening any new doors. No idea why. Perhaps it's divine will that you learn to make some wicked stew. I'm pretty sure I'm only an apprentice, so you don't have to pay me. Nonsense! Go back to watching the pot. You got the sentient sword dicing meat? He likes chopping things. I give it a thing to chop. Of course I can mince up all this flesh in 5 minutes. It's an insult to my capabilities to suggest otherwise. And it seems very unhygienic. Get out cheeks and wipes off the blood after a battle. Yeah, I'm sure a good boiling will be fine. So, how about that soup? Chef's Brew! You can deliver this food too. Probably a good use for it if you want to keep one of the stat items. Say, Caps, it's about a sweet deal that I wanted to put past you. Rince Fizzers just hauled up a whole school of Deathspine. Deathspine? Despite the name, it is one of the finest delicacies known to humanity. They say its tenderness and subtle flavors melt the coldest of hearts. Mince, why is it called a Deathspine? Well, if improperly prepared, the Deathspine has some side effects. Which is... all the consumer's organs melt simultaneously. Okay. Trust me, if we agree to buy our stock, the crew will be grateful. We will taste flavors we never even dreamed of tasting. That could be true, as I don't think any of us have eaten poison before. The fate of the ill-prepared, perhaps, but don't worry, I am an expert. Assuming I entertain this absurd deal, how much are the Fishers asking for? And a fair price, 8,000 gold. 8,000 gold? Who is buying this? Nobles pay a huge price for this on the mainland. Of course they do. Why did I even ask? I don't have that much mints. Our finances are not good. Damn, didn't know we had it so bad. Uh-oh. Alright, I better find some stuff to sell then. How much do I have? Nice. Alright, supply away, I guess. Let's see what we can sell here. All of the vulneraries for one thing. Oh, that's some... okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's buy the Death Spine. $8,000 gold for good fish. Fantastic! It's been my dream to have the chance to cook Death Spine. Great. Hold on, Mince. You are an expert, right? All units receive plus 5 growth. This bonus stacks with aged wine. Heck yeah! Maybe I should just sell the wine. I don't know if anybody else is going to be joining at a low enough level to be worth it. That's a pretty good deal. Alright, that's a bit of extra gold to work with. It's Chalice and Nerissa. Nerissa the Scholar. Used to be a big deal with Oakhall, now an advisor in the middle of nowhere. Not a career choice if you ask me. Masters of all forms of magic theory. Ain't too good at casting. All forms of magic. I'm gonna go refill my drink. Water this time. I have no idea where this is from, but it's pretty cool stuff. I can't believe you, of all people, would go adventuring with Telon, no less. I believe someone kept telling me to make the most of my youth. I was telling you to be less stuck in the church all day, not go out doing... Was it a good experience? No, it was awful. Terrible living conditions, always on the run, and that mess with those fanatics. At least Mint's cooked well. I'm glad you're safe and sound and all the more stronger for it. Surely it is time to return home? And logic dictates I should, but there's more I want to see of the world that scriptures won't teach me. Why support going your own path? The Crescent is no place for a non-combatant. You know I'm much tougher than I look, and I have Telon with me. To think such a powerful opponent was here all this time. You have my respect. Not bad for a mortal man. Had enough? But I won't be defeated here. Allow me to show you the limits of my power! You've barely even scratched the surface of my technique. Is he fighting a chicken and losing? That appears to be the case. I don't know what you see in him. I don't see much in him at all, but he's entertaining. The great Captain Ellery! It's an honor. Can't say I've been addressed like that before. You're a local legend. No adventuring man has ever dealt such catastrophic damage to the status quo in years. Thanks, I think. How do you do it? How do you have the courage to take on so many factions despite being completely new? We didn't have a choice. They attacked us first. No one believes that. Why would all these factions conspire against some small-time crew? It's clear that you're using them as stepping stones to your own entrance, which is gutsy as all hell. I assume you're not going to believe a perfectly reasonable explanation for all this happening? Of course not. I get that you don't want to look like the aggressors, but who cares? On the Crescent, the victor is always right, and you guys won so convincingly. Glad you think so highly of us. Some say the Seahawks will be dead by the end of the year, but I think you're going to be the next big name on the Crescent. Oi, break's over! Coming, coming! Real honor to speak to you in person! Big name, huh? What's so great about being a big name in the middle of absolute nowhere, surrounded by wilderness and tribal conflict, risking death just to make a living? Inhabitant of Rin who has taken up arms. Not well trained, but eager. Frontline infantry equipped with cheap armor and sharp sticks. She's got pretty good stats. And a pretty good weapon, too. Decent enough stats for level 15, I guess. Here's Dreadlich. What is your deal, Dreadlich? I don't know if I want to waste the charge of rescue on you. I'm afraid this establishment has been shut down due to trade of contraband weaponry, fighting rings, and contravention of justice. I just wanted to grub, I didn't know we even had laws like that in these parts. Or just laws in general. Someone needs to keep the pretense of civility. I'm telling you because you're a trustworthy sort, but usually we don't care. However, their business was getting a little too big for their breeches, so we had to step in to maintain the facade of caring. So I have the all clear to run an illegal business if I keep it on the down low. And everyone is happier for it. Trade is trade. I'll keep that in mind if I ever need to run an illegal business. You didn't hear this from me, of course. You know what? I'm probably not going to use all my charges of rescue, so sure. Let's take a rescue staff and everybody else's stuff too. Harpoon, rescue staff, and Tethy's tier. Shoot. You really have nothing to say, Mr. Guy. Okay, sure, Dreadlich. You could be like that, I guess. Man, I was so sure I was onto something there. Alright, are we good? I guess we good. Alright, here we go. I guess I better put the rescue away and take out my heal. And what else? I guess I better have an Iron Lance just for the heck of it. Or well, you know, just in case. Alright. 64%. Militia. They say the Seahawks have their new recruits to execute downed opponents to gain combat experience. Do they have no sense of mercy? Not in their blackened hearts. Apparently they always leave the enemy commander until last, that is, after putting everyone else to the sword. Lampshades! Let's hang them on everything! Oh, let's say this. And these people just roam freely? Adventurers can't live with them, can't live without them. Someone's gotta be feeding the monsters, and it ain't me. What are you saying about us out there? Alright, I think we're good. Tightening regulations on weapons and drinking hours is causing unrest. It'll die down eventually. The alternative is violent accidents in the making. The Rin's people are descended from the bloodline of great adventurers. We're born with weapons in our hands. We shouldn't be treated with the same principles as soft mainlanders. I'm simply an advisor. You can take it up with Orin. We know you've got Orin's ear. Your interference with our way of life is not appreciated. What way of life? Bar fights and blood sports? We're not savages. Am I interrupting anything important? Nothing of note. Don't worry about it. I trust you are all prepared. All I have to do is bring back the chief from the gathering. Should be hard. Recent news has reached my ears that things might not be so easy. Are you familiar with Cerulean's relationship with the guild? Long story short, the guild is bad. Let me finish, dude. It's not that simple. It is that simple. They're crooks and scoundrels, a lot of them. We don't need a deep dive into coastal politics. I know the guild forces all channels of trade from the Crescent through Linzar's merchants. Honest workers are labeled smugglers for defying their obscene markup to sell our own wares on the mainland. The guild is a blight on the Crescent. As crude of an explanation that was, that's the gist of it right now. The guild cooperated with the other settlements in years past, but now that its trade monopoly is being eaten away over the years, it's taken to aggressive measures. And it wouldn't be this bad if we didn't let them roll all over us, Archsage. I'm not liking that accusatory tone. We're doing what we can. We can't simply go to war with them. So... You're worried the guild might make a move at the gathering? It's not like they give a damn about treaties when it doesn't suit them. We can agree on something. All the rivals at one convenient spot would be where to do it. Got some glum faces in here. You called for me, Archsage? Glad you came on a short notice. This is Persimmon, a local fruit seller. An upstanding trader who'd deal with us rather than join the guild conglomerate. Thank you for the introduction, but I'm already acquainted with the captain. We discussed fruit prices over a coffee. It was enlightening to hear about the oversaturation of honeydews this season. I was getting up to the cantaloupe crisis before we had to leave. We should finish that conversation. Well, the prices are mighty interesting, but I believe I called you here for a reason. I'm not that old. Have patience. Here's what I've discovered. Shipment of weapons, inflows of metal and materials, and what are these names? They're adventuring man contracts. Only adventuring mans have names that stupid. I'm duly impressed. You got some impressive eyes and ears, Persimmon. Those fools in the guild couldn't slip a fly past me. Even a quick glance can tell us this is quite concerning. We can't say if the guild needs to break the coastal treaty, but I fear the worst. But if it does, gut them like they deserve. I've got a vested interest in you, Captain Ellery. Don't waste it. The Seahawks are more than a match for anything merchants can throw at us. We will bring the chief back safe and sound. Flying in the breeze doesn't get old. This should be a nice break of the mission. Grab the chief and collect pay. Tension between the coast lords has been growing for decades. Something unscrupulous is bound to occur eventually. And if you're wrong, the situation with the Saltstorm just blew over. The death of one of the Crescent's faction leaders doesn't blow over. That's why I'm still here, being ready for the worst and not on vacation. I figured adventurers ought to operate outside coastal politics, you understand? Find loot, kill monsters, explore new lands. That silly romanticization is what storytellers would have you believe. The wars between the settler factions have been far deadlier than any monster. Adventurers have been in the center of it. Of course, tales are more optimistic than reality, but what's wrong with that? Besides, that was years ago. The Coastal Coalition exists to keep the peace now. A temporary ceasefire. You may have naive ideals about what adventurers should be, but gold drives the hearts of most. When a ceasefire breaks down, they'll be just mercenaries by any other name. You'll see. Hopefully not on this trip. I want this to be uneventful and boring. Captain, you know what we've been missing this whole time? Worker compensation insurance, job security. Yes, but I can't fix those. What I can fix is that I made us a flag. Our draft ship does need some more color. Let's see what you got. There you go. I got a lot of input from the crew. And I see this is our namesake up here, the Seahawk. No, that's the Seahawk 2, the ship. I thought this up here was the Seahawk 2. It's twice the size and vaguely ship-shaped. No, that's the animal. My mistake. I can tell where the crew wanted their own input. Wait, is this what I think it is? Hey, I see you're admiring our handiwork. How's it look? Is that supposed to be a portrait of you next to a cooking pot? Wow, you can tell what it was? You got good eyes. Why did you think this needed to go on a flag? The flag should represent the crew, right? I'm Brittanyborn. I think it looks good. And that aside, good effort. I'll have it up immediately. Bet you like it, Captain. Uncle Vince and I worked hard on it. Uncle? Krinia, how old do you think Vince is? 30-something? I'm 22. But it's a lifestyle choice, and a good one at that. Call me Big Bro from now on. You should keep calling him Uncle. He does seem like the uncle type. And you should call the Captain Nancy. She's older than me. Duly noted, Uncle. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Seahawk flag! Best spear in the game. Best lance in the game. Get a second action on kill once per turn. It has 0 might, but if you give this to just the right person at just the right time, oh baby. I have no idea how to use this thing. I know in theory, but well, we'll see, I guess. Status, greed, power, spite, flesh, sight, freely, given. Skybow isn't great for my sleep. Chapter 11, Hostile Hosts. Oh, Sundown Bay, never have I seen a greater nest of vermin and miscreants. Its golden fields lure innocent travelers such as myself with great promises. Then they charge you an entrance fee, a right to do business fee, a road fee, an escort road fee, a protection fee. Might as well combine them into a right to breathe fee and get it over with. Of course I refuse to give in to their demands. They came in the night, masquerading as pirates. Memoirs of Tazel, How I Became the Greatest Merchant in the World. Alright, am I recruiting anybody this chapter? Doesn't look like it. Well, I'm recruiting people, but I'm not keeping them. This is it, Sundown Bay, the Crescent's breadbasket. I can't believe we're going on a detour to buy pastries. If we're going somewhere new and we don't check out the local delicacies, why bother? Because we're supposed to be doing our job? There's more to these pastries. Acquiring these pastries will boost crew morale significantly, essential to performance. That's a more elegant way to phrase how much you want these pastries. Believe me, miss, the crew will have their morale boosted. You have my word. You're really pushing up my expectations. If their taste doesn't make me ascend into the next realm, I'll be disappointed. Pastries are great and all, but that's a lot of smoke coming from the town. And I doubt that's all from the oven of your local baker. There's someone coming along the road now. He doesn't look like a baker. Welcome to our town, travelers. What's going on back there? That's the annual meat smoking competition. A great festival. We'd be excited to have you. Meat smoking festival? Tell me more. It's where we... enough of this farce. I got you now! Make another move and her head rolls. We are at your mercy. Who are you and who do you work for? The mighty Corsair Coven, of course. Now drop your weapons and your belongings and step away slowly. Is this enough? I don't think he has anything more meaningful to say. Ah! What an unfortunate move on his part. He'd probably have better luck if he tried holding you hostage instead. Axes beat lances, after all. I've heard there's that rumor it's fabricated by the Axe Association to sell more axes. So what is this Corsair Coven? You're the deadliest band of pirates from Albatross Point, and we went over this. It's been months since we passed there. Can't remember all the nobodies. Most aren't tougher than the average, but they're led by the infamous pirate sages. Exiled local mages who turn to crime to continue their illicit projects. I heard these sages experiment on their own members with concerning results. Winters has a bright future ahead of him. Given who and what we've encountered, we can take on some pirates. The town will owe us quite the favor. You can guess what I'm going to say. What are you going to do? Not help out and watch the village get pillaged? Basers won't save themselves. We follow all kinds of people, yet it still comes back to pirates. Easier on the conscience, at least. Then settled. Let's go back and get the crew. Chief Orin won't mind a slight delay in his escort service. As expected, these ants are no match for my brilliance. Sundown Bay will be mine. Give me the cold collars. You're working on his behalf. To hell with the cold collar. I did all the hard work. I deserve the spoils. But I am Hagendire, scion of House Hawk, descendant of the mighty hero Horned Hawkblade, and I am of the bloodline of kings from the Age of Gods. How dare they rank me as the fourth in the Pirate Sage trio? This peasant should worship the very ground I stand on, so unworthy is their weak bloodline. Yet it is I who toil away as some common laborer, I who must offer up my rightfully earned loot. I will never forget such humiliation. They will forever regret the day they dared to insult one of the Hawkblade bloodline. I swear it to my ancestors. Yes, my lord. Very true, my lord. In fact, I did so much hard work, I'm going to have a nice nap right here. Should we just kill him? Cold Collar had his head when we get back. We didn't do it ourselves. Take what you said back if you value your life. Your pastries taste like a day's old gunk on a poorly cleaned... Ugh! Even now, this man dares to spew lies and attack the honor of the cook cabal. Ellis will be my judge. You cannot obscure the truth. Lads, how do you judge this man? One who insults our sacred recipes. Only death is the rightful punishment for sacrilege. Rip out his lying tongue! The people have spoken. I'm a generous man, so I'll give you one more chance. How were the pastries? Your pastries taste like crap. Death! Death! Kill him now! Death he will be given, but not a clean one. I'll remove each of his limbs at a time. So, you gonna go? Nah, you first. Yeah, come closer. I've been meaning to test my new hammer. You know, I just bought my armor. How about you go first? Let's just wait for the other side to break through. Between our mighty trio, Freezin' Fred, Ballista Bob, and of course me, Purge and Pam, then we won't stand a ghost of a chance. Wait, where's Ballista Bob? He's late. About that, he got his head smashed in by one of those rat rings. I'm his replacement. Bob, never will the world again see such a fine shot. Well, go get the ballista ready. To tell the truth, I don't actually know how to use a ballista. I only said I could so I could be sent to the back line. Great, so now we have a useless lump of wood here. This would feel more valuable, it's smoother, so I think that's better. Die, bandit! Get back here, you! Ugh! Ugh, my knees aren't like they used to be. Big trouble, birds. It's the Seahawks again. You gotta be joking. Let's leg it. Right now. This loot is slowing us down. I'd rather die than drop my loot. They'll never catch us. Well, this looks like a mess. Engage standard protocol. Kill everyone that looks at us funny. Objective. Seize multiple points. Alright, let's pick our units. Still keeping Chalice around for now. Let's see. Do I want Yvette or... let's get Rohija out of here. She's great and all, but she is super over-leveled. I mean, Oriana's close, but you know how it is. Alright, this is probably fine. Alright, let's make sure our items are how we want, but they probably are. Alright, let's actually check the map this time and get our formation set up. We have a soul splice here. Some kind of bizarre abomination that could have only been made by a brilliant mind. Soul splices die twice. That's all you really need to know about them. That's all I care to say about them. Here's Locust. She has a bag of junk, -3 move. And she's carrying a crystal axe. That is quite nice. Another soul splice. Here's Big Bird. With uncut gems. We definitely want those for Hammer Helly's quest. The Corsair Coven. Lackeys of the pirate stations that raid coastal trade for both riches and for material use in wicked research. Here's Hagendire. An exiled noble and a co-worker of mine. Incompetent at everything, yet still thinks highly of himself. Speed and crooks who weren't satisfied with just a single area of expertise. Swords, bows, and staves. Another soul splice. Here's Time, the spell thief. The boss of a local crime gang and the acting mayor of Sundown Bay. Former might have led to the latter. Like a normal mage, but more likely to remove your possessions. Use Anima Magic. She has Pacify Mark 3. Plus 50 luck is pretty good. Yeah, obviously Time is joining the party. She has Spell Steal. When fighting magic units, add their magic ×3 to damage. This by itself makes Time one of the best units in the game. Like, hands down. I need the biology. Okay, let's rumble. Oh yeah, Time's well, we'll see her growth when she actually joins up. This loot crate has rare ores in it. That's nice. Lance Lass, Spear Maiden. The young lass with a mysterious past hiding her name and identity. No one will find out due to her death. Somewhat competent fighters after too much time and investment. Finally, we have these guys over here, the Cook Cabal. It started off as a passionate group of cooks, turned into a cult looking for immortality through the perfect dish. Food Man. Appears to be responsible for food. His nickname says a lot about the state of education on the Crescent. He's a fighter. With a pain pastry. Minus 3 HP, plus 2 defense, res, and luck. That's pretty good. I might give that to Chalice or some... Well, no, I'm not keeping Chalice. I don't know who I'll give it to. Mince, maybe? Or, no, maybe I'll give it to Vermilion. Yeah, let's give it to Vermilion, you know, once we get our hands on it. Here's Cholon. Okay, so we got 2 smashed up houses here. We gotta get Lancelast away from the armory. We got some houses to check out. We have to seize this throne, Hagendire's throne, and this throne in here. Street Shark. A group of friends have big dreams of falling in with a bad crowd. None of them can swim much. Alright, let's set up the formation. Alright, we're going to want Cholon to wax somebody with a spell song. Aside from that, we need somebody to rescue Basil, who, by the way, is Basil. A wandering pilgrim turned amateur food critic, holds controversial opinions on cheese and has a morose air about him. So yeah, our first dark magic user. Yeah, that's right. Basil has Dark Might, which adds strength to damage while fighting at 1 range. There is a certain Dark Tome here that Basil will really, really like. Alright, so yeah, we are recruiting Basil and Time this chapter. As for how we do what we do, I'm going to put Telon up here so he can give that guy a boot. Let's see, Francisca... where can I... Where can I best put a buffed Vermilion to use? I don't know. Let's just pretend this works and, I guess this works well enough, okay. Let's see, we still have a pretty good remedy staff, right? 11 is, yeah, pretty good. Okay, let's save the game. And go nuts. Reinforcements beneath the hill. Hold on, rats, this is our damn town, we're gonna hold it. So yeah, Time auto-joins. Here are her growths. She's got really good speed, okay magic, low strength, but she doesn't need strength. She also has a leadership star. That's nice. Okay, first things first, Time is going to visit this house. Stevie Quickhands, I know it was you. You sold us out. No, it wasn't me, boss. It wasn't me. You gave us out quick hands. You were too slow this time. The boys saw you heading out. I was just using the restroom. It doesn't... Your choice of justice, fried or diced. You can't kill me. It's unlawful. You have no proof. Proof? I rule this town. Do you think I need proof? Time to die, quick hands. Eee! Stevie Quickhands has an IOU. Alright, let's see. Ellery... Well, there are things I can do about this. There's a door right here, actually. Let's see. 11 speed. Okay, same speed. Maybe I'll just have Francisco open the door and get on with it. Although I do want to be... I do want to watch out for the guy over there. Okay, we're gonna sit here, I guess. Do I dare... Oh, right, Armor Knight. I'm smart. Incendiary Bow it is. Even that isn't quite good enough, but we can have Min's follow-up later. Sick. Too bad he didn't level, though. Here's the crocodile! Yvette continuing to be the baddest ass. Yes, I said that. Alright, let's stick with an iron bow for this. You don't want to blow the entire crocodile on turn 1. As funny as that is, we do need to train the other guys a bit. Here, let's have Marlo help Ellery along. You have a Rondo dagger, huh? Alright, Marlo leveled up. He didn't get magic, but he did get speed. I'll take it. And, okay. I'll take it. No need to use the Fungion just yet. Have fun with this. And my headphones are bugging out. That's pretty great. Okay, I'm going to hope that Food Man doesn't move. We gotta figure out what we're doing with Basil. Yeah, he doesn't move. We just gotta rescue Basil. Actually, come to think of it... Let's, check. Okay, Food Man is, strong, but, he can take a hit or two. Okay. Are you alright? Those pirates really did a number on you. I'll live with pirates? What do you mean? Huh? And who would we fight just now? Unimportant. Let me get my books. I'll be with you in a moment. Flux! Leech! Shell! Shell is Basil's favorite magic. I'll turn you into mincemeat. Wait! Look who it is, the big man himself. Bernardo, the worst chef this side of the world. It can't be. They said you were no more. The Cabal would have hoped so. I will allow this. I will end your malevolent ways. Malevolent ways, such as suggesting Cabal recipes might be imperfect. Blasphemy! Blasphemy! Do not speak anymore! You don't have to worry about hearing after I'm done. Clunk. Heck yeah! Magic up. Okay, Basil. We are not keeping Basil, but here are his growths. High strength.
Very high strength for a mage. So, yeah, he prefers to fight at one range, and we are going to enable him. Dang it, Basil. 10, 8, yeah. Dang it, Basil. Oh, whatever. Let's flux it up, I guess. And then Cheekson can help with Iron Wave, I guess. But wait, you have a longbow? Really? What is the point of view? Alright, Iron Wave! Doesn't matter if you die. You die. And the sword gets a bow. You know, pretty cool, I guess. Alright. Impending Doom! Gonna hit you, I guess. Boink. Alright, we got a special job for Cholan. Let's get some stuff going. Let's see. We want to make sure Chicken is out of range of all the things. I should be able to back him out of this. Here, have some Feather Fury. Get that buff. Sweet. Yeah, keep him out of melee range. That is rule number 1 of hanging out with Vermilion. Okay, any axe users up here? Yes. Okay, that's less than fortunate. What are your attacks? Right, you have Purge. Ooh, 13 attack. If I had Lindros here, this would be a great place to use him, but I'm not using him this run, so we're gonna have to play it by ear, I guess. Inner Power! And we'll just see how that goes, I guess. Shine! You know what? Let's just give this guy a good. Oh no, let's park our log and then give this guy a good bop. Cool. Hey, magic and speed, I like. Okay. Sure, I guess Chalice can get kill number 1. Soul! There's a lot of it. Unfortunately, Oriana does not have a Lance Reaver, so somebody is going to get big ouch, and it'll probably be Vermilion, and that really sucks. Let's see if I can get away with doing otherwise. Okay, this just barely works. Okay. Enemy phase. Ooh, ouch. Okay, Mage is not going after Chicken, he is going after Chalice of all people. And she leveled up. 18 magic. Very cool, Chalice. Very cool. And she gets more defense. Oh. Oh, I am so glad he got dodged that. That was a little scary. Wait, what the heck? What happened to the XP bar? Thanks, Fire Emblem. Okay. Freezing Justice is not great. You already said that, dude. Alright, so now Mince needs healing. I guess... Oh, we can get on that in a little bit. Ow. Well, rip that guy. Alright, time. Let's have some fun. How powerful is Pacify 2? Alright. She also has Dicer with Dan, which is wind, gives her some defense. Time's defense is not great, but here's what we shall do. Is Spell Cleaver 1-2 range? It's 1. Okay, good. Barrier Lance is a bit scary, too. But here is what we do. Actually, let's have Basil pop this door. There. Now everyone else can get out. Sure, let's boop you and your arcane bow. Okay, that'll work just fine. Whirlwind! Yeah. Dying with my honor blemished. It was a perfectly fine pastry. The Pain Pastry! Like I said, that goes to Vermilion. Hot Battle Art. Swarp with Sword. Leyline it up. And then zoom it up. Alright, gonna take Ellery a bit to catch up now. An assortment of personal items, including a diary. This pages describe various mundane matters such as bitterness against rival tomato farmers, complaints regarding Arin's quality of cooking, and his hatred for humanity. Park potatoes possessions found. Have some healing. Now let's go nuts. Okay, let's see. Alright, Big Bird is... Oh, this guy is going to be a menace upon society, isn't he? Can I, yeah, I can Feather Fury Locust down from here and have Bird retreat. Although Big Bird is the one we really want. Level up! Come on, give me strength! Yes! Yeah! Love to see it. ICL, your stuff is... well, whatever, we need Cholon levels anyway, so, sure. I will use 2 charges of your Lightning Tome to get this guy down to, like, 2 HP for some reason. What weapon? Oh, you're the Freeze Staff guy. Yeah, let's get rid of you. Clunk. And Telon didn't even get hit, so his Sanctuary is still good, so let's Sanctuary. And hope he can deal with Big Bird, who has like a 112 hit. Yeah, well, it's like 80. Which is pretty ouch, but Telon easily doubles him, so maybe we're fine after all. Let's hope we're fine after all. Thanks for the crit. Saves me use of the Javelin. Get that staff out of here. Alright, Cholon gets a level. Magic, speed, res 2. Very cool. Alright. Okay, Cholon has her buff ready, so can... Alright, and Oriana can't hit anybody, so it doesn't really matter. Well, okay, this matters. Unyielding Spirit. Oriana loves her fancy stabber. Alright, Cholon might be in a little bit of danger if I send her this way, but... less danger than you might think. At least I hope so. Big Bird might get aggroed by this, and then we have Wyvern guy to deal with too. If Cholon dies, I definitely need to do something else. Alright, what am I missing? Time. No, time has already done a thing. Oh, Justice. Okay. Here we go. Oh, he's just healing himself? Okay. Alright, here we go. Wait, what do you mean 2%? What do you mean 2%, Talon? Well, there goes one javelin. That's fine. Ouch. Good thing Yvette is so crazy fast. And yeah, this is what I was thinking would happen, but Cholon is just fine. Oh yeah, she is doing more than fine. Never mess with a bard. Whoop. Ouch. Okay, well, Chalice gets a kill. Cool beans. Oh, whoops. Okay, I definitely did not want you to still have Fair Fight equipped. Oh. Okay. Rip Chalice. Ellis's Knight is with me. I'm with that. Okay, I need to rethink that turn then. That went poorly. You telling me I don't have a 1 to 3 range? It's not. So how am I going to do this? Well, Charles just needs to be out of harm's way, including the Purge Tome. So I can do everything almost the same, I think. Alright, okay, good. I still got the Strength and Magic. And the Crystal Axe. That's pretty cool. Yes. So, okay. All the stats that matter except for HP. Sure, let's shine some more. You know what, the guy, you get out of here. Yeah, Flux will work just fine, probably. What if I crocodile this guy? Ooh, that'll take 3 hits. Not a big fan of that. Okay, it'll take 2 hits to kill you. That's fine. Alright, I should be able to get away with this. Yeah, that works. Sweet. Yeah, this will work just fine. I can have his ley line to here. I don't think he's going to be able to hit anybody, but hey. Alright. Because, yeah, this guy is just a sword guy. He's a sword guy with... Okay, I thought he had a rapier for a second there. Okay, what is Purge range? That is. Alright. Yeah, I guess this works for now. And sure, let's have Oriana head over here real quick. Okay, what was Time doing? She needs to deal with this guy. Okay, good. Still got the crit. Alright. Okay, that's fine. Less fine. There goes the javelin. But this time, he defaults to another javelin instead of taking out fair fight on enemy phase. Ouch. I would be a little upset if Talon dies here. To Purge guy specifically. Oh. I am a little upset, but No, I refuse! I cannot fall here! I have so much... yeah, rip that guy. I'd rather lose him than Chalice, though. Okay, our healer is healing. Alright, yeah, Ellery kind of actually started out in a really bad spot, didn't he? Which is completely my fault, but still makes it true. No, it doesn't make it untrue, rather. Okay, am I going to sword? I guess I am going to sword. Hello. Let's send Marlowe up there to start us off. Oh, he's going to... Well, I guess that's fine. Although with how Marlowe's mechanic works, you usually want him not one-rounding enemies. Oh well. What do you even have? You have that, okay. Yeah, stick with Iron Wave. Basil can follow. He's not really going to be doing much, but... Yeah, let's swap a sword. Okay, this is all going to be a lot of who's the what's it. You know what? You. Just gonna whack you through a wall. You're not gonna take too much damage, but... And then we'll send Mince up here to Mince. I hope I have some charges of Crocodile. I do. Alright. This'll work. No, I still want Impending Doom. Get him, Cholon!
What if I obliterated him? Nah. Probably not worth. More Feather Fury for the bird. Bird does the bird thing. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I can put Asiel up there. Plunk. Very cool. Yeah, here, big bird. Go back to Sesame Street. Mission accomplished. Okay, here's an idea. Let's fancy stab this wall. Get Oriana somewhere nice and convenient, and send Cholon to deal with the armored menace. She should be fine against the Purge Tome. Hey look, a ballista. Okay, time. A little worried about her ability to defend again. Well, it's probably fine. Let's pacify. Sweet. Oh dear. Didn't see that coming. And that's what having plus 50 luck will do for you. And time just obliterated. Okay. Works for me. Heh, Lance Reaver. Yeah, Street Shark. Uh-oh! Okay, we're fine. Arguably. I might be about to lose Yvette to a Purge Tome, though. Yep. Sorry, Yvette. Man, I'm just playing honorable death in battle. I have no complaints. You're not dead yet, Yvette. Come on. Ooh. Okay, didn't expect you to have that. Oh, jeez. Ouch. I definitely overstretched this turn. What the heck? Okay, good. Clunk. 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 Oh dear. What a world. From one low to another. Will this be the last? Okay, yeah, no. I am resetting. This is... Man, this chapter is being really rough on me. I need to not overstretch so much. I can more or less take my time, I think. It's not like we have any super time-sensitive objectives other than the time being kind of there. Sure, let's use one shot of the crocodile just so that can get into the house. I am the master of weapons. Tell me, Traveler, what is your favorite weapon? I mean, weapon, of course. None of that wishy-washy magic nonsense. Axes! I don't know. I don't really care. Lances are probably the best in this game, but let's pick axes. An axe? You think a tool for chopping wood counts as a weapon? Get out of here. We got an axe reaver! That is probably going to go on Ellery at some point. Okay, shoot. Oh, whatever. Okay, Yvette is in a little bit of danger, but, well, more than a little bit, I guess. You know what? We haven't gotten Francisca anything to do yet, so, here. Francisca, use the Francisca. Better Fury. Sure, this works. Yeah. Uncut gems for me. Alright. Sure, let's fancy stab this thing and send chicken in here. Will this work? Yeah, this will work. Good chicken friend. Alright, that's that
all that's left is time. Sure, I'll pacify. Curiously enough, the splash damage didn't affect time. No crit? No crit this time. Alright. Okay, Yvette getting hit by Purge is probably fine. As long as it doesn't hit... Okay, it doesn't hit twice. It's a Siege Tome. Why would it hit twice? Stab. And stab again and rob me of some XP, but... hopefully he didn't have any really good items on him. Oop, here comes some more guys. Okay, really mints. Well, I guess we'll let Marlowe get that kill then. Actually, I could have let Marlowe, yeah, no, let's reset. That was stupid. Okay, rethinking that whole order of operations here. Yvette, you start off with no. Marlowe, you start off with Alright, you start off by hitting this guy, I guess. Have him park his butt right there. Yeah, I guess this works. That'll let Yvette heal herself. Pretty much to almost to full. And Yvette and her ridiculous HP score. Okay. Alright, not quite perfect, but oh well. This is probably fine. Let's put Basil into position, have Ellery get a Fungon kill. 61 damage. That is absurd. Okay, I might be putting... Well, no, I can just have its Canto Plus himself away from the wall. Purge Tome! only 2 uses, but well, hey, Siege Dome is Siege Dome. Okay, actually, maybe I should have Basil boot this guy real quick. Perfect. Alright, let's see here. Who can Okay, you know what? Let's crocodile this guy and then have you guys open that chest. Ooh, rapier. That'll go pretty well on, I don't know, something like Oriana or something. Let's get rid of the Axe Reaver. Okay, we definitely gotta get the crew away from the chicken. Have a thing. When did he even take damage? That's what I want. Oh. 0. Alright. Alright, no, I will not play this stupid game. Vermilion, let's just have you visit this house. Of course a blind man would take the least valuable thing in my house. But he dares to steal from me! Me! Pick this adventurers and show them what happens when they steal from me! Tear the skin from his flesh! Rip his bones from their sockets! Spread his entrails across the streets! Killing Edge! Alright, let's see here. Okay, you do move, but are you going to move? I guess we'll find out. Time to get fancy stabbed. But really? Alright, fine. We'll do it like this. Less likely to hit me that way. Nice dive, Rory. Great level there. Alright, so we can lightning it up. Curved sword, huh? Good thing I don't have any axe users around. Except mids, but I haven't keep. Oh wait, I have Francisca. Okay, what do you have another curved sword? You do. So I definitely want to keep you away from the guy. But here. Who's next? Just time? All right. Yeah, I can thunder this guy. Bonk.
Okay, here comes the Soul Splice. Here comes a guy with a Lance Reaver. Cool, Asiel and Justice cannot be beat! Oh, that's a lot of damage there. Oh dear. Well, that's not a kill, but that is very ouch. Oh, she does move. What a world. From one load to another. Will the speed will last? Ooh, ouch. Okay, we need Oriana to back off now. Okay, how are we doing? More reinforcements, great. Marlo, you are getting too powerful! Nobody can keep up. Here, yeah, that works. Boom. Alright, can Cholan get her butt over there? Yes. Can she buff? Not this turn. She can talk to Lancelast. You look familiar. Do I know you? I know you. Of your ancestor who hid rather than face the forces of Alice. Of your great-great-grandfather who carved my appearance into stone. Of your father who was killed in front of my effigy over a bag of rice. You've seen the struggles of my clan? I have indeed heard all your prayers. You did nothing? Nothing at all. It was only the existence of a select few that allowed me to manifest, but I cannot do more than that. So, those years of worship that you had to return to deliver us from our enemies, you're telling me it was all for naught? Yes, I am. That's cruel. Better to have broken our empty hope rather than to let it build. I wish I could do anything more to reward your piety, but I can do only one thing. Cease fighting against these adventurers I travel with. Their victory is assured. What choice do I have but to believe you? I wish to meet you again, to talk more with the being that defines so much of my life. We will, I promise that. Lancelast gives Cholan her silver lance and plus 5 HP and turns neutral. Alright, let's let Cholan deal with this. So yeah, in case it wasn't obvious, we got a bard goddess hanging out with us. A rather mean one. Let's not tell Tower. Dance it up. Let's go for some more impending doom. Yeah, Cholan has a little bit more HP now. That's quite nice. Alright, Asiel, I guess you can do this. Okay. Heck yeah! Magic and speed. What more can you ask for? Alright, let's give this guy a good whack. Really, Francisca? Alright, well, that's what I have justice for, I guess. Wham! Eh, not great, Francisca. Not great. Oh well. Also, we can get into the armory now. Not that we have a lot to spend, but you have a lot of swords for sale, including this gold sword. Okay. Sure, let's shine some more. Can Oriana deal with, yeah. What weapon do you have? You're just the guy with a sword. Okay. Sweet. Alright, get this. Actually, maybe I should have used Pacify. Oh well. This will work, I suppose. What's all going on down here? Okay. Alright, Ellery does some rare healing. Are these guys even gonna... They are not even going to move. Alright, well, let's get Marlo up here then. Mince 2. Oop, okay. Alright, are these guys going to move? Yeah, they do move, but let's see here. Okay. Oh, right, we need to send somebody... Well, I guess Yvette can do that. Okay, that's a little bit ouch. Hey, Time gets her first level. Probably her only level. Very nice. You cannot beat Oriana in a fancy stab-off. She's simply the best there is. Alright, Rat Ring Friend is really pulling his weight there. Okay. Okay. Cool beans.
Speaking of the rat ring... Thief. A group of thieves and criminals acting as the mayor's enforcers. They may have encouraged the mayor's votes. Speedy crooks who will loot anything that isn't nailed down. Alright. Thunderclap! Oh, that is very ouch. Okay, how do I want to do this then? Oh, you have a barrier lance. Okay, that's why. Ooh, so, yeah, your stuff is equal. Alright. That would be a job for Ellery, but, I don't know if I can actually do anything about it. Here. Location seized. Alright, let's see here. Alright, everybody into the room. You have 11 sword and a super snipe. Alright, well, first order of business, send a chicken up your way. What? All I did was take a nap. How do you incompetent fools lose so quickly? Bonk. 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 I surrender! I surrender! I'm not dying with these peasants! Bird. Oh, whoops, I forgot to send somebody back down to seize there. Sword friend, I guess that's going to be you. Let's also remember to, Alright. A collection of various texts which contain information about rituals to improve quality and quantity of crops. These require various unpleasant conditions such as ritual killing, soul sacrifice, and illegible. Par of potatoes possessions found. Alright, Speedy Dave, or whatever the heck your name is, you get to live because reasons. Oh, no, you don't get to live because reasons. Here. Speedy Dave is a guy from Mega Man Battle Network. I don't know where I came up with that. Alright, get fancy stabbed. Rip that guy. Okay, so, really, how am I, doing this? I guess I can, I guess I can get my sword bond, first of all. Yeah, from here. Incendiary bow! Nice. Ooh, Berserk, huh? Okay. Ah. Darn gosh, barrier lance. Funyon time! Clunk. Okay, if I send Marlowe over here, he can, not quite do fatal damage to the loot crate. Dang it. Okay, that's quite ouch. Maybe I should just let Ellery deal with that guy, too. That's a little silly, but... Shine some more, Cholon. Doing. Sweet. Hey, more magic. More defense and res. Rock on, Cholon. Sure, Francisca. Plunk. Sick. Okay, what next? Well, we're just about done here. Yeah, we're just about done here, and I haven't missed anything, so, let's check out the guide. Huh, you'd think that would be in quests or something. Oh well. Evan is supported primarily by its salt mines. However, in recent times it has become more famed for its salt sworn, the largest adventuring company on the Crescent. Tensions are currently high in Enon. Commander Calian's son is quite sickly, and many of Saltsworn's veterans disagree with leadership being inherited by blood ties. The Faithful are also a major presence, quietly competing with the Saltsworn for authority. Scriptures of the Old World speak of magnificent workshop, the center of innovation in the Old World. Its defenses have not fallen even since the Old World's destruction, but that does not make its potential riches less enticing to fortune seekers. Alright, I need wood. The green tides when the actively malevolent forests expand outwards, bringing hordes of the Crescent's beasts with it. The threat such an incident imposes is enough to have the Crescent's factions unite, if only temporarily. The sect of Ellis are a new religion arising after the end of the Old World who blame the gods for the downfall of civilization. While they seek to erase the influence of the old gods, they effectively worship the champion Ellis as a god in their own right. The sect of Ellis earns the goodwill of its citizens, providing both healing and defense for citizens. However, aristocrats fear the growing influence of the cult upon the people. The Saltsworn are not the most well-trained or the most well-equipped adventuring company. However, they make up for this with quantity and cohesiveness. Their loyalties are tied to Enon, which has thrived from their contributions. However, the recent civil conflict in Enon has caused certain fractures to appear in the company. The Faithful blame Ellis's murder of a god for instigating the centuries of strife and hope for the return of the gods. While they are labeled as a single group, their customs are deeply divided by which gods they worship. Many groups of the Faithful would make the journeys to the Crescent to escape hostility from the growing influence of the sect of Ellis. The Cook Cabal is a recent cult, formed from all sorts of odd folk looking for a greater purpose. While seemingly harmless, the rest of this document is completely illegible. Quest for Igo, chapters 8, 10, and 12. Quest for Hammer Helly. All of these, we have all of them now.
Quest for the Tome, we did that. Quest for He Who Chops, Chapter 12. Quest for Potato, we just did this. Quest for Jake. Deliver in Chapter 14. The princess was never in line for the throne due to antiquated traditions, but with the heir apparent being a weak-willed simpleton, only she deserved the crown and its power. Yet the traitorous noble houses desired a king they could pull by the ears, and our plot was uncovered before its execution. There's little doubt that the crown's authority is nothing more than a farce, but it is what the false king deserves. The sect claims a mortal by the name of Ellis single-handedly ended divine tyranny, slaying every god which opposed them. Sounds ridiculous? Absolutely, but the destruction of several thousand years of history makes their claims hard to oppose, given that the gods are dead and dark magic came into existence. It does not help that this Ellis disappeared from all records after their supposed deicide. If their power was true, we'd be thankful we aren't bound by the chains of some new god. Scary. Extreme liberation theology! Coastal reclamation. The great empire that once ruled the Crescent was erased from existence in the Cataclysm. It was only rediscovered by the mainland about around a century ago. The first settlers, the Northern Trade Guild, found the hostile land and would have ended the venture if not for the chance discovery of old world ruins and artifacts. News of these artifacts quickly spread after one turned a city into a swamp and another created a wellspring of magic that brought Okal to power. To risk everything for the slight chance of wealth and relics that could equally bring ruin instead of power seemed like insanity to me, or at least to past me. Yet there was no shortage of those insane enough to take this bet. As the lucky few brought home glorious tales and sacks of gold, more arrived to grease the bloody cogs of coastal trade. Despite almost a century having passed, we're still no closer to clearing the Crescent and its treasures. Eventually this lucrative business will run dry. What happens then? 1. I cannot see you, but I know you see me, fellow cultivator. I'm Moshin, third elder of the Sunwatcher Alliance. I have been missing for centuries. If you can secure my safe return, you shall be awarded with half my spirit stones and all the elixirs you desire. For my skills in alchemy are second to none. Nigerian prince scam or something there. Alright, well, that was exciting. Alright, basil, we got a basil. I don't have anything for basil to do. Alright, we got a rat ring friend doing the thing. Heck yeah. Do that thing, rat ring. Watch the top of the hill! Looks like you're bringing in the heavy hitters to dislodge our allies. Good thing we're like one turn from victory. First... bonk. Go, Ellery! Magic. Yeah. Hey, lock up is good. Alright, Marlo, go break that thing, and now you have a one-use Thunder Tome. Not as helpful as a one-use Lance. Oh well. Take the throne, chicken! Thank you. Ah, dang it. Alright, will this be enough? Yeah. Alright, what do we have here? We just have some basic reinforcements, I guess. Alright.
Where is Soriana? Here she is. And might as well get one more kill. Bonk. And bonk. Corsair Cohen has been more or less defeated. And hey, I guess we had some time pressure after all. Not too much, though. Location seized. I thought they made up all that crap about the Seahawks. They're monsters! Let's get back to the post while they're busy stabbing Hagendire. He won't be missed. We surrender! Declined. Witness how your heroic mayor and her loyal rats drove off this invasion. Without us, these villains would have burned your fields, eaten your cattle, and made off with your gold. And, just disconnected from Twitch. That's pretty great. Okay, we're back. Remember, it is only due to our efforts that Sundown Bay enjoys the peace and prosperity that we have today. Rat Ring! Rat Ring! Long live the mayor! Rats are unstoppable! I think the Seahawks have done a complete job and finished off the rats, too. Quiet if any rats here in early trouble. At least the pirates are honest about their attempt to rob us. Meanwhile, these rats are siphoning away our lifeblood and still have the gall to claim they only want what's best. I wish the pirates won. How long does these days go on? If only we'd been there to help, but our services weren't needed. I've taken credit for others' work before, but never this blatantly. Don't be too mad, adventurers. The mayor needs to keep up appearances. All's good if you give us the goods in return for our efforts. Of course, I'm a woman of honor after all. First, let's retire to my humble dwelling. We can talk this over some good wine and the bay's finest pastries. Of course, I'd be honored. Splendid! If you had invited an unexpected guest over, I'm sure we'd both be interested in what he has to say. Do you really think this is a meal you can afford to take? Meal offer you can afford to take? If anything happens, order the Seahawk 2 to blast these rats into oblivion. Bring some pastries back for me. I must say, those pastries were marvelous. It was almost as good of a feeling as seeing this scumbag get beaten up and imprisoned. Ellery, do you have anything meaningful to say, or are you just here to mock me? The latter. How's your career been since your exile? You're one to talk. I heard how Maurice utterly destroyed your forces. Old friend of yours? A rival from my days on the mainland. He was exiled for redistributing royal funds under his management to his own mansion. Heavens, you falsified so you can take my position. I apologize that I was unable to make it an execution. No worries, good captain. Mistake we can rectify. I'd like to hold a festival in honor of my victory. Our victory, and a nice execution always does wonders for entertainment. I can't say I see the appeal, but perhaps the Crescent has different tastes. Wait, please, you can't kill me! I have important information! Oh? Are you interested? I don't imagine a common pirate has anything interesting to say. I must take my leave now. Your hospitality has been a delight. Laugh while you still can, Ellery. All three pirate sages are launching a full-out assault on Arind. Soon you'll have no home to return to, you traitorous bastard. How? I think you might find this interesting after all. Tell me everything, Hagendire, and I may spare your miserable life. If you want this, and I don't have time for this. Mayor Time, do you have any interrogators on hand? Any good leader does. I'll talk! It was easy. Didn't even need to see the tools. The Pirate Sages want to steal the project Archsage Narisa is working on. And the Saltsworn wants revenge on Orin. Both want to plunder Arind of all it's worth. The Saltsworn again? I heard the Carrion Crows had pushed him out of Enon. I had promised to repay you in gold, but perhaps there's an alternative. You sound like you need the help. Certainly. How many men can you send? A few. Even better, I will come personally. How dare these pirate sages think some pitiful mook would be enough to take me? I will give them a piece of my mind. Pitiful mook was all it took to hand you on the ropes. We will be honored to have your help. We must depart immediately. Don't leave me here! I'll take this scoundrel as well. I'll get more use out of him dead than alive. You mean alive than dead? I'll have to schedule a replacement then.
I wanted a boring and uneventful journey. We've barely left town and that's over. You were an idiot for hoping. Don't rub it in. It's about to get more eventful. The pirate leader we caught claims that the rest of the Corsair Coven, working alongside the Sauceworm, are invading Erin. Taking advantage of both Orin's and our absence. Good timing. Then we must return at once. Erin has been great to us. You don't need to convince me of that. We're not losing the base we just set up. Coven, huh? Their heretical experiments have gone on for too long. They have some nasty tricks up their sleeve. We saw that some of their troops need to be killed twice. Any other secrets you know? The Pirate Sage wheelhouse is said to regenerate near instantly from any wound. Another one, Loquat, is said to live as two halves which can revive each other. Noted, slightly hard to keep dead. The last and most powerful is the Cold Collar. He rarely shows his hand, so few know the extent of his power. If not much is known, how did people conclude he was the most powerful? Maybe because he's mysterious, safer to assume the worst. Hopefully his skills are just calling down snowflakes or something. We'll depart immediately. Chief Orin is on his own. I'm sure he'll value us saving his town over giving him a ride. Once I'm looking forward to staining my axe. Yeah, only one chapter of gameplay. Well, that's what happens when you have shorter streams, I guess. Well, that'll be it for tonight. Next time on Cerulean Crescent, the unsettling conquest of the Crescent continues. See y'all then. Bye-bye for now.